guest who's going to give us an insight into friendships, which are an important thing. Obviously, we all, no one's an island, so to speak. So the importance of friendships and mental health and well-being. We're going to get more of an insight into the importance of it and what we can do to get friends. So, Dr. Denise Taylor, welcome to the show. Great to have you on board.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
So, Denise, tell us a little bit about friendships and why they are important. Any stage of our lives, but let's say in later life for people as well.
I mean, people are just so important in our lives. We get so much from them, and we give so much to other people. You know, it's a source of comfort, it's joy, it's community. And as we age, we often lose friends. People move away, their situation changes, alas, some people die. So then we have to think about, I need to get more friends, but what is it that I'm going to do? It's not like we were at school or university, and the easiness of finding new friends back then. So what we need to do is to think about what organisations are there, and people need to be aware of different things. And so I've been working with the Oddfellows Association, and the reason they asked me to create the Friendship MOT was to get us to think about what is friendship, how can we get more of it, and what are some of the steps that we can do.
And just on that, Dr. Denise, how is there any sort of ideas that for our listeners how they can meet friends later in life? I mean, I suppose, growing up, people go to school, college, uni, and they're around people. But as you mentioned there, people kind of go their own way, they move, and it's easy to sort of become isolated if we're not a member of groups and other things. But have you got any sort of suggestions for people listening how they can make friends later on in life?
So specifics are to join a group, club, society that have a variety of things that you could do, as I said, like the Oddfellows. But it might be that you want to go restoring canals, or you're very much into comedy, or you're an artist and you want to join a painting group. But it doesn't only have to be these specific things. It could be just smiling to people as you walk down the road, having a word with, telling somebody that you love their dog. People love to be told how wonderful their dog is. Being open to people when you're in a coffee shop or bar or pub, and beginning to chat. It might be that you're at a festival or a music event and you get talking to other people with similar interests. But it's about being open to creating a friendship, and it's about going around with somebody who is looking approachable, because if you look a bit scary and you think that other people are not going to come to you, well, you'll probably prove yourself right. So it's useful to smile, start a conversation, and then when people talk back to you, when people answer the question, listen and make sure that your next question that you ask is related to what they say, because people like people that have listened to you.
No, absolutely. And would you say that the older generation are more social than ever before? Has there been any changes or any suggestions that possibly the older generation now are more social than before?
Yeah, I mean, if we think about it, if we sort of think back a generation or two, people were in a lot worse health. And I think people thought that, retirement in your 60s, whatever, is a time of decline, whereas people are not accepting that anymore. People are thinking I might be 65, 70, but I'm still healthy. I still want to get out there and do things. So they're more likely to get involved, and they're more likely to have activity in their life. And particularly if they are retired, they've got this big, huge gap to fill. And yes, they may well meet people on the golf course, but it might well be that there's other things that they can do as well to meet people. And we want to stay active, and it may be that, we have some health issues and we can't do things that we used to do. So then it's, okay, so what can fill the gap? What else we can do? And we don't need to let anything stop us, because there's always going to be something that we can do. And we appreciate there's a lot of research out there that the more we focus on having friendships and relationships with other people, the better the impact on our health, because there's far more people, clearly there's more going on than this, who have significant health issues and are lonely. And maybe if they'd had more connection with other people, they'd have taken more care of their health, and indeed their whole body would feel better because they were spending more time with other people.
Definitely. And in terms of you mentioned some events, are there any events you can sort of share with our listeners that are taking place to meet new friends?
Yeah, we've got a whole range of things happening all over the country, and I think the best way to find out is to go onto the oddfellows.co.uk website to find out the ones that are most local to you. There's 250 taster events going on, so from there you can identify some events that are going to be good for you and within easy reach of where you are. But we have certainly got events going up in this particular area.
And also, like, if people want to know more about the work that you do and also the study as well, would you be able to signpost them?
Yeah, of course. So what I recommend everybody to do is to do this friendship MOT. You know, we've put effort into creating something that's well researched. So you'll find that at www.friendshipmonth.com. It's 5 questions that are put together to enable you to review your friendship and to see where there's gaps and what you can do about it. And also, once you follow that link, you'll be onto the Oddfellows website, and then you can find out about what's happening locally that you can get involved with.
Oh, that's brilliant. Dr. Denise, it's really, really informative, and I'm sure many of our listeners will find that quite useful. I'll have a look at the actual online thing myself as well too. To be fair, I'll sort of, as you do, it's always good to sort of have a look and see and a bit of self-reflection. So thanks again for joining us on the show. It's been really interesting and informative, and we wish you all the best. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Bye.